Hi, you guys. How you doing? It's Patty. I hope everybody's doing good. Welcome to my new subscribers. Thank you for being here. I was just gonna come on here and just say a quick hello, but I gotta stay a few minutes, you guys, because I think this is very important what I'm gonna talk about tonight. But first, before I get into it, I heard Hunter changing his story, the time frame. I don't even think he remembers the time frame. And you know what else I think? I think that Hunter is a kid and he watches these videos, different videos. And you might not think he does, but don't let him fool you. I believe he does watch videos, and he has heard about certain time frames. You know what I mean? Like the 3:30 time frame. It's weird that all of a sudden he says Burger King. I don't know what he was trying to do or what he is doing, but it was strange. Strange timing that Andrew had him come on. Strange that, and it's very, very sad and pathetic that Andrew could stoop this low. Andrew Hiltz, you're a terrible person. I'm sorry. Not only, we know you're a Satan worshiper and you don't take care of your family very good, but I just can't believe that you would do such a thing, that you would try to get money off of people, to go to Allie's so-called funeral when she's not even gone, and you made everybody believe that. And, you think Allie wants you anywhere near her? I doubt it. You've been nasty about her. People have talked nasty about Allie for the past couple years, and it's just hypocritical to me and disgusting when people act like they care when we know that they didn't care. And Andrew's one of them. And so that made me really angry. And please do not donate to Andrew for nothing. He's getting these new gaming systems. He's playing people. And I don't know what's wrong with Miss Daisy and them girls over there, that they're so naive, so easily deceived, But I also wanted to say one thing, and these are my feelings only. You guys, this is just what I'm thinking about this, okay? Don Wells came out and threw a fit and was screaming and hollering at Mary again. And it bothered me that Mary had to tape it, record it, and go straight to Josh and, do a video. I love Josh. I love Mary. I just don't understand why they would do that. But why is anybody surprised? Did you really not think that Don would be having a fit and going crazy after Cher had Mary on her channel and Mary said that Don was doing inappropriate things with the dog or the family pet? I mean, seriously, you guys got to think about this for a minute. I want you just to seriously have some common sense and think about this. If somebody said something like that about you, I don't care. I don't care for Don Wells at all. I think he's guilty of something. I think he may be involved with the disappearance of his daughter. But come on, you guys. Think if that was you and somebody made such an accusation. We don't even know if it's true or untrue. And I'm not saying anything bad about Mary or Josh, but Mary was on Cher's channel on Voices Behind the Wall, and then So there's a video there, and then other people made comments, community posts, and videos about it. Come on. Talked about it. So of course he's going to be upset, just like anybody else would be upset. So, but I don't really know why anybody would want to rile Don up on purpose. Nobody knows what he's capable of. I don't understand why, like, okay, so I'm glad that Jeannie reported to TBI about what happened to her when she was little, but it just seems like this whole exploiting of Don Wells in his life has become like a circus to me. After 40 some years, these accusations come out, and I'm just trying to figure out if there is some kind of other narrative and why Mary would want to instigate, okay? So please don't take it the wrong way. These are just my thoughts. Wondering why she would want to say some of the things that she does on YouTube in front of all these people. And this is about Summer Wells, and it's not about Don Wells, and that's just my opinion on that. So, nothing big, but it just really bugged me. But yeah, you guys, so I want to tell you something that I really think happened with Hunter. And in the Summer Wells case, Hunter said that Don called Candace while they were waiting for the prescription and said some creepy guy. He said the name Andy, but that's not, I don't believe that's who he heard. I believe he heard Jackie. And I believe that Andy was talking to Don about it, and I believe Don was at home that day. And I want to talk about this video that Bed Crime Stories put out under fair use. I need to discuss this with you because I think it holds some keys, and I do believe that Jackie D could be very well much a suspect. You guys, what if Don Wells and Candace did something with Jackie Dobbs? I mean, how coincidental does it have to be that Jackie Dobbs, this strange guy from Georgia, buys a piece of property, he's there for a couple days, and then he's gone? How coincidental that Summer Wells comes up missing, and he's there. And I do believe that's what Andy was Candace's weed dealer, drug dealer, whatever. But I think that Hunter got it screwed up, and I think that he really heard Jackie, this guy named Jackie, and that Andy told him about it. And Don knew about it too, because Don knew about it the day before. Now, you guys, I really think that this guy could have took Summer, or Don could be, and Candace could be involved. It's weird that they didn't really want to deal with Jackie Dobbs that much. But I need you to hear this video. That Crime Stories did this a year ago. And the thing is, I just want you to hear parts of it. And I need to talk to you about this because I think this is a very important video. But this person that did this creator, she supported Jackie Dobbs and believes that he was a good guy and that he was a victim in this. and I don't think so. And she talks about Don B, how Don B did an interview with him and talked to him, and Don B was going to have breakfast with him and stuff because, you know, they believe that he was being falsely accused. But you guys, this is serious. This is a little girl that's missing. I want you to hear all the things that went on the night before Summer went missing. So let's listen to this for a minute. I'm going to stop it here and there and talk to you for a minute, okay? I think it's really important. I think this is worth talking about again, and I think this person did a good job. So listen here and look at this.
That he can't talk to the press.
Hold on.
Leading up to Summer Wells' disappearance, Don B had a chat with Mr. Dobbs the other day, and during the call, Jackie Dobbs revealed some interesting information. First off, Dobbs said that law enforcement hasn't told him that he can't talk to the press. He also let it be known the other day on his YouTube channel that law enforcement hasn't been in contact with him for a year or so. So that makes it seem like he's not at the top of the persons of interest list in the Summer Wells case. Dobbs also talked about June 14th of 2021 when he first turned up in Beech Creek around 4 p.m. to see the land he purchased sight unseen. He said he bought the 2-acre parcel on June 1st. Dobbs went to Beech Creek to check out his new land and even camp on it. I'm sure he was super excited to see the spot where he was planning to put a small cabin or trailer. Dobbs said the first person he encountered in Beech Creek that day was Don Wells, who was just arriving home to 110 Ben Hill Road that day, sometime before 4 p.m., and he was driving a white Sonoma pickup truck. So Don was home before 4 p.m. the day before Summer was reported missing. Jackie Dobbs also stated that he posted the photo with his dog Elvis in Beech Creek right around 4 p.m. on that day, June 14th. That would be the photo where he wrote the caption, Ben Hill Road. I find it odd that Dobbs was already thinking that it was hellish on Ben Hill Road at that point, because that would have been right before he encountered Jody Sue and Andy Bernard.
So, okay, I gotta stop it right there. Okay, let's discuss this. So, the cops didn't tell him that he couldn't talk to the media, but I find it very interesting that Don gets home at around 4:30, the day before Summer goes missing. I believe that is the time that he gets out of work, you guys. I really do. And how do we know that he didn't have some kind of agreement with this person before? It's weird that this guy just sees this land for sale online or whatever and comes to buy it, and the first person he runs into is Don Wells. Okay? And he talks to Don Wells. So let's finish listening to this. Hold on.
So I'm not quite sure what to think of that. Don asked Jackie Dobbs what he was doing, and Dobbs said that as he spoke to Don, he noticed that Wells seemed like he had something on his mind and had a 1,000-mile stare look on his face. Dobbs wasn't sure if the look was indicative of Don being on some drugs or not. The description matches what Don's coworker, Dudley.
It's weird, though, that Jackie Dobbs would say this and that they had this conversation. And so that's why I'm trying to prove to you that I believe that Hunter made the mistake and said that Don called and said there was a creepy guy on the property on the day that Summer went missing. And I believe he said Jackie, a creepy guy, Jackie. And we'll go in further into this video here because it talks about how Jackie Dobbs talked to Andy, and just listen to this now, okay?
Agent said about Don's behavior on that same day, Monday, June 14th. Take a listen to what Dudley said.
He said that he was kind of, spaced out, looked like he lost his best friend, remember?
He had a look on his face that Monday, June 14th, like something really bad happened. Now listen to how Jackie Dobbs describes Don Wells when he encountered him on June 14th. Around 4 p.m.
4 o'clock.
This was the day before? Yeah, the day before. Oh, okay.
Maybe he did have something on his mind.
So if we believe Jackie Dobbs and if we believe Dudley Agent, something was definitely gnawing at Don Wells the day before Summer vanished. Something that had him in deep contemplation. After chatting with Dobbs, Don drove off toward the end of Beech Creek Road. About 15 minutes after talking to Don Wells, Jackie Dobbs was confronted by Jody Sue Brown and Andy Bernard, who were, in Dobbs' words, raising hell. Dobbs theorized that after talking to him, Don must have called Brown and Bernard to alert them about his presence in Beech Creek.
See, Don must have called Andy and Jody Sue to alert them of Dobbs being there.
Was outside with a chainsaw and was cutting down trees on his new land, and said he was ignoring the no trespassing signs because he knew they were BS.
So, for those of you who left comments and said, oh, well, Jackie Dobbs is an old man, you can hear him, he can hardly breathe. Well, really? Jackie Dobbs was cutting trees and doing all kinds of work on on this piece of property that he got. So don't tell me that he couldn't do anything. I mean, Summer weighed 30 pounds, and he's going to cut down trees and move them and do all, I think he put in a septic thing too, or a new driveway or something, so you can't hand me that crap. I really believe that this guy is suspicious. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty, but in my opinion, I believe that this guy could have taken Summer. If Don and Candace didn't take her somewhere and do something to her, then they could have worked with this guy that came there, or he could have did it himself. It's so weird and so coincidental. We'll keep listening. Listen.
If Don did call Jody Sue and Andy, that tells me that Don Wells had their phone number in his contacts, and that they likely did have regular communication. These were not neighbors who rarely spoke or who barely knew each other. At some point during the confrontation, Jody Sue called the police, who soon arrived and spoke to Dobbs. Jackie said that when he turned around, there was a whole gang of hillbillies, including Grandis and Candace, standing behind him. And the words, gang of hillbillies, are not my words, they're Dobbs' words.
Isn't that interesting? So Candace, Grandis, Don, Jody Sue, and Andy were all out there ready to confront him. This is so weird, you guys, that this much activity is going on the day before Summer Wells goes missing. And that's why it makes me wonder, this guy could have done it out of vengeance, out of spite against these people. Or, how do we know Summer ain't in Georgia? It's weird, I'm sorry, but I really have creepy, weird, bad vibes about this and this guy, okay?
It sounds like a scene out of the movie Deliverance. Dobbs said that it was clear that he was not welcome in Beech Creek. Don B. said that he thinks the reason the other Beach Creekers were there and watching is because the cops were called. Those living in Beach Creek likely don't like having the heat turn up in their hood, according to Don B. When the police officer was supportive of the Bernards, backing them up instead of taking the time to look at the land surveys to see if Dobbs was in the right, Jackie Dobbs said he left and drove to the Roadway Inn in Church Hill. Jody Sue and Andy later hunted for Dobbs in the holler, driving everywhere they could in Beach Creek and then looking for his truck at nearby hotels, but they failed to check out the Roadway Inn in Church Hill. Dobbs described June 14th as the craziest day he's ever experienced.
Isn't that strange?
On June 15th, the day Summer vanished, Dobbs said that in the morning he went out to look for biscuits and coffee, which he later consumed at the Roadway Inn in Churchill. He says that he stayed at the hotel all day and walked Elvis around the property multiple times in between calling lawyers and surveyors. It sounds like he was trying to figure out how to handle the property lines dispute.
It's so weird to me. You know, that he said that he stayed there the whole day. Why? Why not just go home then? Why stay there? You had your property. I don't care. I just think it's weird that he goes to this cheesy motel. He said that he thinks the video cameras caught him, but he don't know for sure. But I don't know, you guys. What if Summer was in that motel room all day? He conveniently was not there the 15th, but the day before. It's weird, you know?
With Jody Sue and Andy, Dobbs believes his walks with his dog Elvis were likely caught on a security camera. Dobbs also said that around 4 p.m. he went out to purchase a 6-pack of beer. So that's Jackie Dobbs' alibi for the day Summer went missing. Dobbs told Don B. that on June 16th, the day after Summer was reported missing, he left Tennessee to head back to his residence in Georgia.
Isn't that
Since
something?
then, Dobbs has not been back to Beach Creek, and his 2 acres seem to be hanging in limbo. Dobbs also mentioned receiving a call from Andy Bernard, who he described as speaking to him in a very menacing tone. I'm not sure if Bernard was threatening Dobbs or why exactly he called him, but it sounds like it was another unpleasant encounter.
Isn't that
with
strange,
the
right?
Bernards.
It really
Dobbs
is to
also
me.
talked about Jody Sue and voodoo. I don't know if he heard that Jody Sue may dabble in the dark arts or not, but he talked about it. I seriously doubt, though, that Jody Sue is into voodoo. She doesn't strike me as a superstitious woman. So after
I wouldn't
Dobbs
doubt
got
it.
home to Georgia, he received a call from the TBI, and later 2 FBI agents showed up at his home. He said while one
Listen, so they came all the way over to Georgia to his home. The TBI, 2 detectives. Listen,
agent was grilling him, the other was watching his every move, analyzing his behavior. They did not confiscate his phone, and he's had no further contact with the law regarding Summer's disappearance. And
I think it's strange, you guys. I never knew this, and I never heard this before, that the TBI, these detectives were grilling him and giving him the side eye, giving him the look. See, they suspected him, and I suspect him. He went back, shaved his beard, shaved his hair, did all this stuff, got divorced. Very strange. Go watch my other video where I put together about Jackie Dobbs, and you'll see. Like I said, these are my opinions. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty. So
Dobbs
listen.
readily acknowledges that some of his behavior may have appeared odd to others, including the fact that he left Beach Creek on June 16th. but he probably would have left the holler on June 16th even if Summer hadn't disappeared because of the horrid experience he had with Jody Sue and Andy Bernard. Dobbs describes himself as a recluse, which to me seems like he would actually have done quite well in Beech Creek if he hadn't had the misfortune of buying a parcel next to Polly Bernard's land. Sadly, Dobbs doesn't think he will ever live on the 2 acres that he spent his entire life savings on, $12,000.
Why wouldn't you want to? Why would you let Jody Sue and Andy Bernard scare you off and they're not even around there anymore? But why? Why would you not want to come back to your property? And then it's his life savings. And then he told Don B that he'll just, maybe he's thinking about donating it. Yeah, I think a crime was committed on that lot. I believe something happened. This really freaks me out. I'm sorry, you guys, but I have bad feelings about it.
He said, and I quote, "I don't know if I can live there. I don't think I'd be welcome." End quote. Dobbs told Don B that he's thinking about possibly donating the 2 acres to a good cause. He also stated that the land is actually only worth $9,000, but that he really wanted the parcel, so he paid the full amount, $12K. My own feelings are that Dobbs should sell the land, get his life savings back if he, like the Bernards, are a longtime Beech Creek family. In fact, it was a Morlock, Michael Morlock to be exact, who in 2019 claimed that he'd been attacked by robbers posing as criminals. That's what he alleges, anyway. Dobbs also made it clear that it's actually the Bernards who were trespassing on part of his new 2 acres to go up their driveway. It sounds like the property lines are a bit chaotic out there. So Jody Sue and Andy were both guilty of what they were accusing Jackie Dobbs of, trespassing on their land. Dobbs also talked about himself and his life. He called himself a classic loser, explaining that he doesn't feel as though he's accomplished anything great in his lifetime and hasn't made a lot of money. He's retired now and living on Social Security, but he formerly worked as a welder. Right now, he's living with his son and helping him pay the mortgage. Dobbs also mentioned YouTuber JLR and said that JLR better watch his back because one of these days he's going to get himself hurt. Now, that wasn't Jackie Dobbs threatening JLR. He said that JLR had turned up at his ex-wife's house and had scared her. And so he's feeling protective of her even though she's his ex-wife. He said he still loves her.
I just find it really, really coincidental, all these things. How do all these things happen the day before, the night before? And Summer Wells goes missing the next day. And I truly believe that Hunter misheard. I believe that Don was talking. Maybe Don said Andy told him that there's a creepy guy on the property named Jackie trying to touch the little kids. And maybe they did suspect him of weird stuff. I don't know. I just find that little piece of information right there just, like it makes sense to me. I do believe Don came home a lot earlier and what if Don was making some kind of arrangement with this guy? It's weird that the cops and TBI were looking at him suspiciously, and so I'm glad to hear that. And we don't even know all the information that TBI has. I do believe they have a lot of info. I think they want to find Summer Wells or waiting for somebody to make some kind of statement. But I do believe them boys know more than we know. And I believe that them boys one of these days are gonna talk about more stuff. You know, the safer they feel, they will talk. But yeah, I don't know. Don and Candace to me are the worst parents ever. They have done crappy things. I believe they were nasty to their children. I believe they got problems with alcohol and drugs. They've lost a lot of children. I think they're the most terrible parents ever. And if they did not have something to do with Summer Wells' disappearance, I will be very shocked. But if they did not, then I truly believe this guy did. Now, you know, these are my opinions only. Please don't bother anybody, harass anyone. This person is not guilty of anything. He's never been charged with anything. But I do believe that the TBI and the police may have suspicions about him. And I do too, you guys. Please let me know what you think in the comments. I'm concerned about this. I don't know, something don't feel right with this. You know what I mean? It's just weird how Candace said she was just gone. You know, and makes me wonder if she's hiding being a crappy parent and not watching her. You know, maybe this guy did take her, you guys. We don't know. I do believe Don and Candace are suspect. Truly, I do. But this guy freaks me out. I'm sorry. And, I don't know. I wish TBI would come out with some kind of information or, you know, talk to some of these people more, because I feel like they're very, very suspicious, don't you? Anyways, you guys, I love all you guys. I'm feeling much better. Thank you for your prayers. I appreciate it. What really helped me too, I think, I've been taking vitamin D3, 5,000 milligrams. My doctor had told me that I was low on them. And I'll tell you what, I took them and it was some kind of energy B12 or something. I don't know. But I took that too. And I'll tell you, I felt like I was getting better right away after I started taking those a couple days. So, but I do believe in the power of prayer. And I do believe that God heals us. And so thank you for praying. I pray for Allie. You know, I don't know what her status is today, but I know that I've been keeping her in prayer because I still think she's young enough to still have a life ahead of her and enjoy her grandbabies. And, you know, my heart goes out to the kids because this is a big, heavy thing for them. I'm sorry, I don't think it's bad to send money to True or Hunter during this time. Not necessarily money, but like maybe a Walmart gift card to go get groceries. You know what I mean? To help them. Or maybe a gas card, you know? But, I am worried about Allie, and I really pray that she pulls through this. And I think Andy is a disgusting ex of a husband and a father to Hunter. And, you know, he talks so nasty and violent. I was so angry with that person. I guess it was his brother. I don't know, but that is horrible. And how can someone talk about that? How can someone talk like that? What if they're involved with Summer Wells' case too? I think that they need to be checked a little bit better. Andrew and his brother talking like that about Summer Wells. How vile. Disgusting. Anyways, you guys, I'm not going to stay on no longer, but I feel this is important. I think that this guy, I don't know. Tell me what you think. Please hit the like button. Leave me a comment. It helps my videos to get out there. Thank you to my new subscribers. I love all you guys, and I love your comments. Thank you. It means a lot to me. It really does, and I always look forward to them. So God bless you all, and keep praying for Summer Wells. Pray for Michael Vaughn. Pray that Warren and Orson West could be found, their bodies found, and they have a funeral. Pray that they find evidence on Susan Morphew so that they can convict her husband. Pray for that. Pray, you guys, because I believe prayer works. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say. You guys have a good night. I love ya. Take care, and God bless.
Bye.